done, there's a couple of things that, one of the things that we do here is that we also do a lot of political activities locally in the state of Georgia. And I mean, because that's the way you get things done. And I'll get into that a little bit. But again, I want to thank President Hill and his lovely wife, Melanie, Mrs. Dr.
That's right, that's right.
Nice to see you today. Happy New Year to you. And Vice President, is it Nate? All right. Welcome. And those of you, I don't know how many of you are on the board. You have board members?
Yeah, raise your hand.
Board members. Thank you guys for all your hard work during the year, keeping this organization growing and moving in the positive direction. One of the things that you need to understand is that, this is the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce. There's also the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. There's the Asian Chamber of Commerce. And the thing that we have to do in this community is that we've got to continue to support what Michael is really trying to do. I mean not just lip service, but in action, and being a part of what's really going on, because really there's strength in numbers. And I would tell you that I partner with DeVry University, which is a competitor of ours, and I'm sure is a friend of the chamber as well. And why do we do this? Because there are things of mutual interest that needs to get done that we cannot get done on our own. And that's how we ended up in Washington, D.C. And that's why yesterday I spent about half an hour writing checks to every single congressman in the state of Georgia. He said, well,
and you heard what he said. He wrote checks.
Every single, so we actually, and not me personally, but I'm the president, I'm the executive director for organization, statewide organization, and we support every single one of them because you never know what you're going to need. And I can tell you that it's well worth it because it gives you access. And what we're doing is we're supporting a campaign. Here, whether they're Democrat or Republican, there are things that both Democrat and Republican support that are of interest. So there's no such thing as like a one party. I mean, on a personal level, you vote for whoever you want to vote for. But on a business level, you need to be thinking about it in a different way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so you really need to learn to separate those two things. And I think in our community, we get confused about that. We get very confused about it, and it costs us all the time. It costs us because we can't separate the business from. I will tell you that our biggest supporters when we were in Washington, D.C. were the Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
They were supporting us, and because the policy that we were trying to push was supported, really it was a business policy, and it was supported more by Republicans than Democrats. Does that make sense? I know it sounds kind of, and the thing is because these policies were very harmful to our community. Because it's politics, it's very hard to, and I don't want to really get into that too much, but it's very harmful. And it hurts, the poor black community much more than any other community. And because it's just politics. So you have to understand that, that you're going to be playing on different sides in a business sense at times. But you got to be talking to everyone. So don't put yourself in one camp or the other with your business. Be flexible. And you say, well, I got my principles, then that's fine. But I'm going to the bank. I'm employing people. I'm employing people. That's helping them to go to the bank and to feed their family. I'm investing, $1 million in new construction right here, as you see. That's happening right now. Even though we had a wonderful year in 2010, 2011 was not a great year for us. because of some legislation that came about. But you know what? I listen to the news just like you do, and I hear about all the speed bumps that are out there. That's good. I know which ones to avoid, but I'm not focused on the speed bumps. I'm focused on moving ahead, full speed. And that's what you guys need to be looking for, the opportunities. And in that things will get better. Things will get better. And if you don't believe, you don't have to believe that, but I believe that because I choose to believe that. And therefore, we're investing heavily. Because that's what business is about. It's about risk. You know, and it's about risk. If you don't want to take any risk, then don't go into business. Because business is inherently risky. But you can minimize that risk by really raising your intelligence level. So how do you do that? You do that by knowledge. How do you get knowledge? Well, you get knowledge not just by reading one thing, but reading a lot of things. But you also can get knowledge from others by being part of the chamber. Is really because the chamber is doing a lot of stuff, research, gathering a lot of information. So it's a central point where you can get information that you need to move your business forward. Is it not? That's what chambers do. You know, I'm part of the Greater Atlanta Chamber of Commerce too. I'm like in every chamber that there is, because what I'm looking for is information. And I don't go to all the meetings. Sometimes I send some of my employees, they go out and they gather information, gather intelligence, and we sort through it and make decisions based on that. So that's the kind of thing that you need for your business is intelligence, and so I'm always an advocate for the chamber, not just the black chamber, but any chamber that you choose to be a part of. Because I'm trying to get Michael to be part of the international Chinese thing that's coming up. I haven't told you about that, but I want you to be there with me so I can connect you with that, because I think that's important to this membership. That if they get access to that, I think that would be wonderful, because there's been opportunities that we haven't been able to exploit simply because we're just not there yet. But it doesn't mean that we can't get there, and that's what we really have to work on in this membership. Is really to start really bringing home big things in the chamber, but we need the membership to be ready for that. We need to have members that are connected to each other, because one person can't do it. You need different, and so if you look at how other groups operate, they tend to, they can take on big things, and then what they do is that they subcontract it out. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Because they can't, hey, I don't have the resources to do it on my own. But you know what? I'm part of this membership, and I can get with the executive director, the president, or whoever in the chamber, and find out who else is really out there that can participate and help me to take this on. Does that make sense? And that's the kind of thing that we don't do enough, because we're not connected in that way. And that's what we need to really make sure that we get this chamber moving in that direction, so that we can take on big things instead of the small little pieces that each one of us can take care of. So that's what I'm advocating for this year, for this membership. It's really to just be more involved and really, and be more, forthcoming with what is it that you want to get out of it, and then talk about, how do we get there, and doing that in a very affirmative way. Does that make sense? So I think that for 2012, as you stop listening to the potholes, we know that they are potholes, but really start thinking about the opportunities, because you know what? There are people down there that are just, like I'm building back there. You can't see it, but I'm building. When you come back here.